I'll ask you about Obamacare.
Yeah.
You've made that a centerpiece of what you're talking to the Kentuckians about. What you've talked about taking it out root and branch. What do you mean by that? What should be done about Obamacare?
Well, it ought to be terminated, and we ought to start all over. Obviously, the chance to do that with a Democratic Senate and a Democratic president is not very great right now. I mean, they would have to basically change their minds. And it is interesting, though, that the president is changing his mind in part. I mean, for example, he decided, we questioned the authority to do it, but he decided to delay the implementation of the employer mandate for a year. Well, I like that. That's good. You know, is that an indication that they're beginning to understand how this train wreck is affecting our economy? Just today, there's a story on the front page of the local newspaper about the impact on health insurance premiums they're going up dramatically. Jobs are being lost. Companies are trying to stay below the 50 employee threshold in order to avoid the impact. We have more part-time workers in America now than at any time in modern times. It's all because of Obamacare. It's a train wreck, as I indicated, on the economy. It ought to be pulled out root and branch, and I hope at some point in the very near future the American people will give us the votes to do it. You know, whether it comes from Democrats or whether it involves changing the Senate and changing the White House.
What about this idea of defunding it, as some are really pushing for?
Yeah.
Defund Obamacare?
Well, we're going to try to do everything we can to stop it. When you've got a Democratic Senate and a president who thinks it's his signature accomplishment, the ability to achieve that is you know, somewhat in doubt. But we're going to do everything we can. I'm in favor of that. I just am predicting it's, like my colleague Brand Paul said, it's not likely to happen, you know, with a Democratic Senate and a president who thinks this is great.
So you think, hey, let's do what we can, and then get the votes later on to do what we need to do.
The American people are expressing themselves quite vociferously on this issue all across the country. And members of Congress hear those messages regardless of whether we're Republicans or Democrats. This train is heading down the tracks toward a complete catastrophe. I'd be shocked if the elected representatives of our country don't respond to it.